Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another live stream this Saturday night as I discuss all things Newcastle United, the takeover, the Premier League, Project Restart. Do you want to talk about other things regarding Newcastle United? Please let me know in the comments tonight. And I hope you are all staying safe. I hope you're all keeping well in these uncertain times, and make it the night where you want to talk to me, live on this stream. And also make sure, if you haven't already, subscribed to TOON TV on YouTube. Hit over 3K subscribers. I would love to keep growing the channel in every way possible. Have you haven't followed me on social media? Please do, on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm sure it'll keep growing as it does. But yeah, there's plenty to discuss. Pochettino apparently has been linked with the job as well over the course of the week, as we already know with this takeover. Steve Bruce has pretty much confirmed it with his interview this week. He pretty much said that the takeover is thereabouts. It's a case of Newcastle shouldn't really be, just accepting, staying in the Premier League. And it's a case of, he wants to try and keep his job. And that pretty much tells me that Mike Ashley, he knows his time's up now. And, these billionaire, trillionaire owners want to come in and, help the football club to, reach its full potential. There's obviously been a few cases of the virus of 6 players of the Premier League. One of them was a member of staff, I believe, from Burnley, one from Watford. The other ones haven't been announced yet, but yeah, uncertain times at this moment in time. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, they're saying that the Premier League, have pretty much done their tests and that this takeover is close and that it's only a matter of time before this takeover does go through. And well, we'll have to wait and see. It's a matter of when rather than if. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy the live stream tonight. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up as well. It's literally free to do. So I want to try and get at least 40, 50, 60 likes on this stream tonight. So we'll start off with your comments. The first one is from Reckon Dude. He says, hello. How you doing, mate? Hope you're all good. The next one is from Arsenal Vlogs. And he said, let's have a look. Hi, how you doing? I'm not doing too bad, thanks. How's yourself? Hope you're keeping well. I haven't had the best of weeks. The next one is from Paul Jackson. Hi, guys. Hope you're all safe. Yeah, I hope you're doing safe as well. Good to see you in the stream tonight. Liam Hunter. Hello, Sharky. How you doing? Not doing the greatest. Obviously, my dog passed away with lung cancer on Monday, so it's been a very difficult week for myself. That's why I haven't been uploading any videos this week. So I hope you do understand why I haven't been doing so. 13 years of a good life taken away. Andrew NUFC. All right, Sharky. Hope you're all is good, mate. Like, as I say, I've just been trying to get through it this week. It has been difficult. Next one is from Jonathan Young. Evening, Sharky, mate. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. The next one is from Liam Hunter. Following you on Instagram, but not allowed on Twitter. Okay, no problem. The next one is from Jose Rodriguez, Roblox and more. Steve Bruce belongs in the Championship and will become the Pep Guardiola in the Championship. Well, that's where his CV is, isn't it? I mean, he's got a lot of teams promoted, such as Wigan, obviously Birmingham, Sunderland. Didn't quite do it with Aston Villa. The next one is from Shane Martin. Havertz, I would like. Well, I think everybody would love Havertz. I mean, he scored a really good goal today for Bayer Leverkusen. You would definitely do well in the Newcastle United side. That's for sure. The next one is from Liam Hunter. He said, sorry for your loss. Yeah, it's okay, mate. Like I say, he was Oscar, Jack Russell. We had him for a good 13 years. And yeah, unfortunately, he passed away with lung cancer. And yeah, Monday wasn't a very good day for myself. It's not been my kind of week, but listen, he's in a good place now. And yeah, he's, we'll remember him for all the good times we had. Next one is from Peter Robson. He said, howdy, mate. Hope all is well. Sending love and wishes your way. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that in these difficult times. I wasn't actually going to do a live stream tonight, but I thought, why not? Next one is from Declan Coles. The Knicks UK 18 says, the only good thing about Mike Ashley is that he kept his word on waiting for the right buyer, but hope you're okay, mate. Yeah, I think with Mike Ashley, it's a case of whoever's come in for the club in the past haven't had the money that they've said that they've had. So it's a case of, if he's going to sell, then if it's to these billionaire owners where we're actually, can progress the club and, start competing at the right end of the league and buying him some better players, training facilities improved, then, it could be, a good move for the club. The next one is from Liam NUFC. And let's have a look. Got a good start. He says, needs someone like Poch if we want to move forward. Yeah, I mean, you want a Rafa or a Pochettino, somebody who's got the experience. I just don't think Steve Bruce is really the one for us, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's done okay. He's done a lot better than we thought. But, if you want to progress, if you've got all this money coming into the football club, then, you want to be looking to progress, not just, accepting mid-table and stuff like that. Peter Robson said the Steve Bruce interview pretty much confirmed the takeover, actually saying it. Yeah, I think he knows now that his time's up at the football club. He's been here, good 8-9 months now, if not longer. And listen, we're not going to get much under Steve Bruce. It's going to be literally mid-table, and then probably the next season we might struggle to stay up. That's just what you get from Steve Bruce. It's a case of you do well one season, then next season after that you just struggle. So the next one is from Andrew NUFC. Listening to the Potter's interview yesterday, he's definitely got something in the pipeline. Yeah, if anybody didn't watch it, he was on Sky Sports last night around 8:30 for a good half an hour, and he was chatting about his time at Tottenham. He was basically talking about, that the fact he wants to stay in the Premier League. His family's in London, and he doesn't really want to move. His son, I think, plays for the Tottenham Academy, so it's a case of, I think, Newcastle could be on the cards. He doesn't want to go to La Liga or anywhere like that, so, it could be in the pipeline, mate. You could be right. The next one is from Liam NUFC. Mike Ashley doesn't care who he sells to as long as he gets the money. Well, that's the case, mate. That's the way it is. That's all the way it will be. The next one is from Ronaldo Carbone. They say the takeover is done in Saudi. Not really sure what to believe. I saw in the Middle East Forbes, 25 companies bought by the Saudi PIF, and Newcastle United was on it. I don't know what to think. Well, they've been interested in buying a football club for a long time. Manchester United, were the rumoured club, and then for some reason a deal didn't go through. The Glazers were probably asking too much, but these are billionaires, and what is it, 350 million that Newcastle United want. That for them, that's pennies. For a club of Newcastle stature, you wouldn't think Newcastle would go for that much. It's absolute pennies to them. Gary Finley said, would you change the badge? Yeah, I would. I think that's the way it's going to be anyway. It's not a case of they're not going to keep this badge. There's no way they're going to keep this badge. They're going to want to try and sell it on the market and try and make a bit of money from it. They'll do it their way. Charlie Adler says, deal's done. The Premier League won't announce it until the lockdown is over. Cans. Yeah, I was saying that a few weeks ago. It's a case of just waiting and be patient. I think a deal is done. I really do. I believe now that a deal is done, and it's a case of, just sit in there, be patient, and we'll get with news eventually. Mike Ashley's not going to come back. I can't say it. I think he knows now his businesses are massively struggling. David Wallace said the proposed 300 million takeover at Newcastle United is expected to be, something between that. John Oliver says, how do you think the takeover will be confirmed on Monday? I've always said it'll be confirmed by the end of the month. I'm not saying I'm going to be right, but by the looks of it, we're going to hear something by the 1st of June. That's what is out on the reports. I can only say that. But then if it does drag on beyond June, then I will be honest, I'll start losing faith because it shouldn't take this long. I knew it wasn't going to be done by the end of end of April. Liam Hunter says, I would stick with the current one, Gary, replying to another comment. Liam NUFC says, don't know about the Newcastle United fans, but I want to see us compete with teams like Wolves, possibly Leicester. Bruce isn't the man for us to do that. Well, no, I'd like to see us compete with the likes of Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, not just Leicester, Wolves, Sheffield United. I think we're a lot bigger than that. I really do. I think we shouldn't just be accepting just to stay in the Premier League. Guys, if you're watching for the very first time, make sure you do subscribe. I am getting people in tonight. If you want to chat all things Newcastle, I'll be putting the link in the comments very, very soon. If you haven't hit the thumbs up as well on this live stream, please do. And follow me on social media on TOON TV. The next one is from, when will we get the new manager and the takeover? What realistic spot would you think we will finish in next season? Well, if we get the takeover, I don't see why we couldn't finish somewhere in the top 10. I would say about 8th or 9th and try and build from there. But if we can get 7th, then fantastic. you've got to remember this squad that we've got at the minute. We've got to try and get rid of them. It's going to be difficult, but we could take advantage if the financial fair play if that's getting dropped for a bit, then we've got a chance. The Glazers was asking for 300 billion or something crazy like that. Well, it's Man United, isn't it? They're a big club, fortunately. The next one is from Chris NUFC. Hi, Sharky, how's you? Been today. I believe the deal is done. Yeah, I'm okay, mate. Like I said, it's just been a difficult week with me dog passing away with lung cancer. And if anybody knows anyone who's died of cancer, yeah, it's horrible. And it's been a very emotional week. But I'm going to remain strong. And that's why there's been lack of videos this week. So I can only apologise for that. Like I say, when you lose close family members, it's, it is difficult. But yeah, not too bad, mate. I think the deal will be done when it's done. That's the way I look at it, like putting it nicely. David Wallace said the proposed 300 million takeover of Newcastle United is finally expected to be. We don't know. People are saying June. People are saying the middle of June. We have absolutely no idea. Robert Angus said, I have heard rumours today that the new owners want Rafa back. I'll take Rafa Benitez or Pochettino. I'm not being funny, but they're better than Steve Bruce, put it that way. As Steve Bruce is definitely not my cup of tea. The next one is from Liam NUFC. Apparently, an announcement will be confirmed on the 1st of June for what I've seen from the FIFA president and the media in Saudi Arabia. Well, I hope you're right, mate. I think that's what's been reported as far as I'm concerned. That's the latest I've got. Alex Ferguson said, it's about done then, Sharky. It's been done for 3 years. Well, he knows Mike Ashley's time is up at the football club. Next one is from Liam NUFC. And he's basically said, let's have a look. Leicester are now a team fighting for Europe. They opt the Leicester from the early 2000s. Well, like I say, the money in the Premier League's grown as well. So it's a case of, it is what it is with that. The next one is from Richard Blair. He says, all these names of managers and players signing is poor journalism, saying the takeover has not even been confirmed. Well, we can only pure speculate on managers and players, but it is nice that we are getting linked with these managers and players, to be fair, rather than the crap that we've had over the last 10 years. Can't speak for all of them, mind. Top Mag 007 said, hi, mate. When we get the takeover, these new owners will not settle for second best. Yeah, definitely not. I mean, like I say, mate, they've got money. You know what I mean? We're going to be we potentially could be the richest club in the world, and they're not going to want a settle for second best, to beg your pardon. The next one is from Chris NUFC. He says top 4 next season. Yeah, why not? If we can invest properly in the squad and bring in the right manager, if it's not Steve Bruce, and I don't see why we can't. We're Newcastle United Football Club. Kenny Wilshire said, we ignore the papers. Come on, those making bids for all these players like Bale, Shirley, not Ashley. Yeah, I mean, if Mike Ashley's, we're not buying any of them sort of players. Like I say, mate, it's not nice. It's not nice when you lose a family member or just anybody who you're close to, a pet. It's sad. Logan, as my dad says, what 3 players would you like to replace in our squad, and would you replace them with? Sorry to hear about your dog and all that, mate. Yeah, no problem, mate. I would just like to see the forward lineup changed. If we can get rid of Dwight Gale, if we can get rid of Joe Linton, if we can get rid of Mutu, just get a proper good strike force going next season, so we're not actually banging goals. Because at this moment in time, we're struggling. Chris NUSC said the 1st of June. Yeah. Next one is from Kenny Wilshire. Let's have a look. Dave Waller, Newcastle takeover deal. The next one is from Marius. What is the priority number 1 after the takeover? Academy, first team, squad, or facilities? It's difficult for me to say right now, but you'd like to think would be sensible, and we'll go the training ground option first, and then see where we go with that, and then maybe bring in some players that are capable enough of getting in the top 7. And then build gradually. That's what you have to do. We're not going to get the big names straight away because, listen, our training facilities just aren't up to standard. And it's Newcastle as well. It's not exactly everyone's cup of tea, is it? For where we are, geographically. The next one is from Jonathan Young. The Premier League test is there for everybody to see, and there's nothing in the test that would prevent this from being passed. Piracy was thrown out of French court, not guilty. In human rights is a non-issue. Yeah, I believe for sure that if that was an issue, then the deal would have been blocked a long time ago. This has been going on now for a good 6-7 weeks, and I think it's about time now that we need answers. The next one is from Liam NUFC. Do you fear us being that plastic club? Nah, Newcastle United will never be plastic. We've still been filling out that stadium under Mike Ashley for 13 years. It's only recently that we've been walking away because the lack of ambition just isn't there. And we're a passionate fan base. Yes, we'll probably have a high demand for tickets. That is no question. But, when Newcastle United Football Club, we're probably one of the best supported clubs in the world. I think we've got the best fan base in the league by far, home and away. And I don't know, another club will tell fans will say otherwise. Wouldn't it be funny if for Sunderland to come up the Premier League just to see we could smash 6 games in a row? Well, you want the derbies back eventually, don't you? You don't want to just be not playing the derbies. It's good for the area. But obviously they've got their own problems. Robert Angus said, what's your thoughts about Andre Villas-Boas being linked with us? Yeah, there was talk of him being linked with Newcastle the other day. I'm not too sure because when he went to Chelsea, I don't think he was really that good. And then he went to Tottenham. I wasn't really convinced. I know he was very good at Porto. Thought he was a very good boss there, but yeah, I'm not too sure about him if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Kenny Wilshire says Mutu never given a chance really. Well, there mustn't be something right with Mutu though if he's not playing regularly. You know what I mean? We've signed him, and if he's not playing, if Rafa and Bruce just don't see much in him, then that tells you its own story. Maybe he's just lazy. I don't know. I can't speak for him. Liam NUFC said, after the takeover, the stadium needs to be sorted as it's falling apart. Well, it just needs a bit of TLC, We need the seats to maybe go black and white. We need just the pitch to be sorted out, maybe just, areas around the stadium, outside the ground, just the little things that Mike Ashley's failed to do, over his 13 years. Chris NUFC said, we can't get rid of Joe Linton when we spend 40 million. That'll be a waste of money if we let him go. Well, I don't believe we actually paid 40 million pounds for Joe Linton because we sold Perez for 30, and then we got that 30 million pounds from Leicester, and then that meant we only had to spend 10 million for Joe Linton. So I think if we get 15 million, we're in profit as far as I'm concerned. Liam Hunter said, I've never heard that there is pictures of the new training facilities. I haven't seen anything, but I'd love to see it. The next one is from Alex Ferguson. Look, if it happens, most of the players we are linked with can stay where they are. Your Bales, Cavani's, etc. coming for the last paycheck. I want some direction. Leicester have got a decent manager. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers. I know he was linked with a job this time last season before he ended up going to Rangers. He went from Leicester when he was the Celtic manager. Liam NUSC, as I mentioned about being that plastic, people would say that we are now attracting fans from Saudi Arabia like Tottenham has from Korea. But at the end of the day, that's their choice. You've got to remember, if we're going to get the investment from Saudi Arabia, it's coming from their money. Well, why not? Why can't Newcastle United not grow globally? You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. It's good financially for the club. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be plastic. Paul Kinson said, I think we need a left back. It's 2 centre backs and midfielders and 2 forwards. Pretty much need a new teammate as far as I'm concerned. The next one is from Chris Adler. They won't say now because they don't want thousands turn up at St James's Park to give Ashley's cronies the Geordie salute. Yeah, I think with what's going on at the minute with the virus, they don't want to give too much away. But I do know that a deal's been done as far as I'm aware. That's what they're saying this week. So it's a case of just watch this space. I just don't think it can really fall through now after all that's been said. The next one is from Samsung Galaxy. Newcastle, now the most richest club in the world and Europe. Yeah, I hope so. After all that dross of 13 years of not doing anything. Yeah, why not? Why not bring on the money? That's what I say. Gary Finley says, in your opinion, what would be the best decisions to get fans back on side the stadium, St James's Park, stadium return, Shearer's Bar, protection of the area around the stadium, Strawberry, etc. I just think it's a case of better communication. That's what we've lacked for 13 years. If the new potential owners are going to come out and be transparent with the fans from day one, then we'll get behind them. We'll completely go with what the project is. Either way, we've got no choice. But I think the big thing for me is communication. If they get that right from the start, and they start, doing more for the area as well as the football club, then, they're going to be safe as far as I'm concerned. The next one's from Kenny Wilshire. Think Boas Mortier knocked the job on the head as he's happy at Marseille. Yeah, I know he's managing in the Liga 1. Which manager would you like to see, Poch or Benitez? I've always said Benitez, but if Benitez won't come back, then I'll definitely go for Pochettino. Personally, I'd take either. I think Pochettino is your young up and coming manager who, he's had a bit of experience in Europe. He's obviously got Tottenham into the Champions League final with next to no money. With Newcastle, I think he's got the fan base. I think if he gets given the tools with money, I don't see why he can't not succeed. Peter Meeks is having an affair with thoughts on. I can't really answer that, unfortunately. Top Mag 007 said, I think Joe Linton will go out on loan. I think you'll at least get till January. If he doesn't start banging in the goals soon, then yeah, it is a possibility. Kenny Wiltshire said, Ronaldo, think it went like that. Okay. Steve Beck said, do you think we should be? We should be doing a lot better than we are doing, if you say mid-table. Chris NUFC says, can you see Cristiano Ronaldo coming to Newcastle United? No, definitely not. Unless we offer him some ridiculous wages, but I can't see it. Liam Hunter said, type into Google Newcastle United training facilities, and there's some pictures of the new facilities. Personally, I can't see Newcastle staying at Benton if these arrive. What's your opinion on Jonjo Shelvey? I know everyone's talking about Newcastle takeover, but I'd rather ask a different question. He's a good player, but I think he's a little bit frustrating. I think, at times he could do a lot better. Yeah, he does play all these Hollywood balls, but at times he doesn't really put himself about enough as he should do. He can, like I say, become a better player, but, is Steve Bruce the one to get the best out of him? I know Rafa wasn't a massive fan of him by the looks of it, but yeah, I think he is a lot better than people think he is, but he just needs to keep, being a bit more consistent. Can we start using that plastic tag yet? We don't even know what direction the Saudis will go in. You would hope it's overhauling the recruitment, training facilities, director of football, scouts. Yeah, there'll be a lot of work to do, mate. Trust us. Next one is from Tom Lumpton. Pochettino will be fresh for Newcastle. I liked him at Spurs. I feel like he's really clicked at Newcastle. If he gets given transfer control, he can create a great squad. Yeah, that's what I've said before. I think Pochettino, he needs that club where he's going to be, well loved like he was at Tottenham, and he's given some financial backing. I think he's done really well, in difficult circumstances. FIFA Gaming said, do you think that the new owners are paying too much for Pochettino £90 million wages? Well, it is a lot of money, but if they've got big ambitions of, competing with the likes of Manchester City, competing, with the likes of PSG to try and be the best they can be, then for me, £90 million is probably nothing to them. 19 million to us is a lot, but to them, it's pennies. Ronaldo will go to China if he leaves Juventus. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Tom Lupton said, I'd never know. I've complained for years about Man City winning everything, but if I was Newcastle, I wouldn't complain. I feel they deserve a top 4 place, Premier League title, and Champions League footy. I think everybody would be lying if they said that they wouldn't complain about Manchester City, Chelsea winning trophies, etc., because there is a lot of jealousy in football, and that is the stock reality. But if there's any club that deserves investment, it's us. For the loyal fan base. I wouldn't just want to eat off the 90s, but there's real potential at our football club, and I think a lot of their owners, see that. And plus, with the value of the club, I think is at about 300 to 350 million pounds. To them potential new owners, that's an absolute steal. Would you get Perez back? Nah, I think he's done now. Unfortunately, I know he said. He wanted to go to Leicester because he wanted to be ambitious. You don't blame him at the time, with Mike Ashley in charge. I mean, you're not going to win anything at Newcastle while he's in charge, unfortunately. Obviously, Rafa had left as well. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but just decent manager and players ain't no guarantee of improvement. It's everything in the background. Yeah, you've got to get it right in the background. Buying in good players doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win titles and stuff, because you look at a club like Liverpool who've had good players throughout the years. They've never won the Premier League title. And it could be the first time that they've done that, in over 30 years. So, listen, it could take time. Chris NUFC says, we've been linked with Gareth Bale. I hope we can get him. Unfortunately, I cannot say it. I really can't. I could be proven wrong, though. The next one is from Liam NUFC. Can you see us doing a Manchester City? Some people say we can't because of FFP. Well, they're meant to be getting relaxed, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the season. So why can't we take advantage and go out and start spending big? We'll have to anyway. If we want to, make a mark, we can't just, stand around and see what's going on around us. FIFA Gaming says, do you think the takeover is already approved by the Premier League? Yeah, I'm confident, that the Premier League have sorted it out with what's going on. Obviously, Project Restart is the main priority at this moment in time. I just don't think they want the fans, mass gathering. I just don't see how Mike Ashley can come back to this football club with, what's happened. These businesses are on the floor as well. So I just don't think it would make any sense. Financial fair play means days buying the title are over. Well, stranger things have happened if they're going to be obviously dropping FFP. So, of course, jealousy will go on a whole new level when Newcastle get the takeover. I see Everton, Spurs, Manchester United, City fans complaining, haha, football's all about money these days. Well, exactly. Like, that's why I'm not too fussed about the takeover. Like, fans can say what they want. You can say, oh, well, you're just going to buy this, you're going to buy that. Who cares? Like, we don't have any control who buys our football club and how much money they've got behind them. I don't care if they're filthy rich, right? Oh, it's blood money, it's blood money. Listen, we don't have a say on who buys the club. People just need to accept it. Jealousy gets you nowhere in life, unfortunately. But, yeah, you always get the odd one or two. I know they're linked to big names, but keep at St. Maximin. He needs time. I love his style of play. What's your opinion on him? I think he's been fantastic. I think he's been a breath of fresh air. I think he's our best player at the football club. And if we don't get this takeover, I would fear that he would be sold on, because for me, he could do bits in the Champions League. He could do bits for a big club. He's rapid. He can take men out of the game. And you just don't know what's up his sleeve. If only he had better players around him, especially a striker who could finish, then we could be achieving a lot more this season than we're doing right now. Brian Collins says, my wife says that she couldn't see any Sports Direct signs on the back road side of St. James's Park. Have they been taken down? I haven't been to St. James's Park for the last 2-3 months, so I wouldn't know what's happened in the background. Well, I hope so. I hope you're right. But like I say, I do believe that this takeover is close. Like, I just don't think Mike Ashley's got a future at this club anymore. Yeah, Ashley got to be gone this time, no matter what happens with this consortium. Liam NUFC says Leeds are supposed to get a massive takeover like PSG did. Yeah, I've been hearing about that as well. To be fair, Leeds are a big club. I'm not going to lie. They're just as big as us, and they're a passionate fan base. So why not? Chris NUFC says, has Sports Direct signs now gone? Because I heard that they have been gone. Well, that's what I heard in a comment previously. So, like I say, fingers crossed that they have gone. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream, please make sure you do. If you haven't subscribed, please help us out. I am trying to get to 3,100 subscribers. So if you can go along and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. And like I say, once we get back to normal, I'll be going back to games again, be doing my vlogs from St. James's Park, getting you guys on as well. So there's plenty to look forward to. But, if you want to see regular Newcastle content, then here's your place. Kenny Wilshire, I think Ashley will have a clause in his sale about keeping the signage. Well, he can keep his signage, but he's got nothing in Newcastle United as far as I'm aware. The next one is from, if you were the owner of Newcastle United, your first build a new team players or first focus on the infrastructure and the training ground, and would you buy as your first signing? I think the first and foremost, the big thing is infrastructure. You've got to build from the bottom. You've got to build the foundation up. You can't just expect to buy, big name players, because if those big players come in and they don't perform very well, then you haven't got anybody to rely on at the bottom. You know what I mean? You're going to crumble as a football club. You want to rely on your local talent. You want to see the likes of the Longstaffs get better. You say the player I'd want first signing for me would be Timo Werner. I think he would be a signing I've always wanted to see for a long time. If it's possible. You could talk about your Cavani's, but I just don't know. I couldn't see it personally. The next one, would you like Danny Ings or Ruben Neves? Would be nice for Newcastle. It'll probably never happen, but man, imagination is cool. Danny Ings, I'm not too sure about, but Ruben Neves, he's got a foot on him, like he can finish. I would definitely take him in the midfield if I was going to replace the likes of Swans, replace the likes of one of the midfielders. I'd definitely hire him in. Peter Robson says keep the keeper, keep Max and Miggy, but the rest are all on borrowed time. Yeah, I think there's a lot of the squad on borrowed time, to be fair, if a takeover, if it finally goes through. The next one, let's have a look. The next one is actually from Norwich City Central. If you haven't subscribed to him, make sure you do. He's a good Norwich City fan, does a lot of good content. He says, hey, buddy, hope you're doing well. What's the latest on the takeover? As far as I'm aware, they've said it's been given the green light. It's gone through. It's a case of the money needs to be transferred, and the Premier League are leaving it to Newcastle United and the respective new owners. So it's a case of just watch this space, and we'll find out soon. Everybody's saying the 1st of June. Everybody's saying it'll be this date, that date. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. But like I say, this news for me is good. It's better than what we've had before. ESM is definitely needs to stay. He's perfect for the Prem. Yeah, he's a quality player. Like I say, if we don't get this takeover, then you could see him go to a Liverpool, or a Manchester United or somewhere like that. To be honest, I think if Mike Ashley gets a ridiculous amount of money, he'd take it. That's how I see it right now. This Newcastle United takeover will happen for sure. Just a matter of time, really. Yeah, it's a case of just staying patient. Mike Ashley bought the club. I think it was for about 133 or 134 million pounds, and he's going to make profit. Either way, he's going to make about over 160 million profit, if not more. That's a lot of money. The next one, which player would you like to buy if the takeover happens? I think I've already said Timo Werner. I think he would be a perfect signing. But what about Koulibaly? At the back alongside Jamal Lascelles. I think that would be realistic. Hey buddy, hope you're well. What's the latest with the takeover? Yeah, I think I've already read that one. Next one, Timo Werner is going to Liverpool for 50 million. Yeah, but if these new owners come in and they pay 60, 70 million, then and he's going to get offered a bit more money a week, I don't think he'll turn one down. Thing is, I think he could be the perfect number 9. I really do. I think Timo Werner's got the pace. He's got the ability. He's scoring goals. Why not? He's seen the likes of Havertz. He's ripping it up for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Why not? Why not get that marquee signing who's going to kick things off? And then when he does well, build around him. You want to build around the likes of Alan St-Maximin, Miggy Almiron. Havertz, for me, would be perfect. Kenny Wilshere, no good buying. One superstar to play with the crew. We'll still be putting a... Yeah. Let's have a look at the next few comments. There's quite a few. Yeah, Alex Ferguson said the nerves. Yeah, I think a lot of fans are a bit nervous at the minute. Like, you just don't know what to expect. Longstaff needs long-term contracts as soon as possible. Yeah, definitely Matty Longstaff. I think it would be a sin not to give him that contract. Definitely not. The next one is from Ryan FC. Bring Van Kesty and Sanson in. Yeah, why not? I mean, anybody who's better, they're probably better than what we've got. You look at the current side, I just think it's championship-based, bar a couple of players. What player would you like to sing if the takeover happens? Or player would like to say, I think that's a Timo Werner. Who would you like to buy? I think I said Timo Werner. Yeah, I've always said Timo Werner would be my first choice. If not Koulibaly, then yeah. Tom Lupton said, I get a vibe this Newcastle takeover happens when the Premier League announced the date when the fixtures return. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't want to see Newcastle fans mass gathering outside St James's Park. It just wouldn't be safe to do so. By the way, I'm drinking Coke. What is everybody drinking tonight? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm interested to find out. Recently said big sponsorships, big deal. Adidas or Nike. Man United got what 900 million off them. All the fans will buy back from the stores and the club shop, and we'll sell out every game. Lots of revenue, fair play. What I don't want is to be somebody's backdrop. Like, I don't want to see templates. If a club, say for example Leicester, they had that pink top, and then I think Birmingham had like a black top, but it was like the same. It was similar to Germany's kit. Why can't it be with somebody different, like a New Balance? Who are looking for a club after Liverpool. I don't want those like second choice templates. You want to bring in revenue to the club, not be somebody's backdrop. We want to see good kits. We want to see good sponsorship. We need a striker that can finish like Cisse. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Timo Werner would never sign for Newcastle at this moment. It will be at least 2 years until players like that would entertain any UFC. Stranger things have happened, though, unfortunately. Stranger things have happened in football. Yeah, money does talk. Money talks. You could tempt somebody straight away, just with with offering a few bits of money. Apparently, Matty's hope is breaking into the first team again soon. They're set to take. Yeah. Next one is, let's have a look. Lucas Hernandez link from Bayern Munich. Yeah, he used to play for Atletico Bilbao, if I'm not wrong. Was it that club? Apparently, I think I've already seen that. Would Dembele, the striker who played for Celtic, is he not the one who plays for Leon now? He'd be a shout. He'd definitely be a good shout. Ruben Neves. Yeah, I know who you're on about. The one from Wolves. Yeah, he's a good finisher. Kyle Kennedy said, "How's it going, mate? I hope you're doing okay. Can't wait for the cans. We need Koulibaly and Werner as our new number 9. He's perfect. Yeah, like you want that marquee signing. You want somebody who's gonna like take to the fans, hit the ground running. Somebody who can finish. That's what you want." The next one is from Ryan Sweeney. He said, let's have a look. Personally, I don't think the long staffs are good enough for the Saudi Revolution. If no takeover, then yeah, they are okay. Well, Sean, I'm not too sure about, but I think Matty, for me, he's got the longer term future at the club. I really do. As we need a right back, would you take Max Aarons from Norwich? Yeah, why not? He's got real potential of doing well at a big club. Corey Woodrow will be a prolific young striker. If he left Barnsley and come to Newcastle, I would value him at around 11 million. Well, that's if Barnsley are willing to let him go. If they get relegated, then I think there's a chance. Spare us as I go through all the comments. Danny Carvajal from Real Madrid would be brilliant under Pochettino. Yeah, why not? Gary Finley says Jack Daniels and Coke. That's quite nice. I like that. Charlie Adler said, "I'd love to see Leeds back up with us fantastic fans. Always good crack going down there." Like I said, Leeds are a big club. We've had some good rivalries with Leeds back in the day. So why not? Guys, if I do sound a bit funny, I am like full of cold. I've got like a lot of head cold at the minute. So yeah, I'm not feeling the best. Don't worry, I haven't got what you think it is. I'm just not feeling the best. When my staffy died 3 years ago, I knew that would never replace her with another staffy. Yeah, like I say, Gordon, mate, it's really annoying when you lose a family member, but he's in a good place now, and it was the right thing, to let him, pass over in peace. But you're saying tempt them with money, so they come for money, like Owen did. Remember him? But like I say, mate, money talks. Money does talk in football. What you think of Moras at Rangers, Sharky? Sorry if you've already been asked. No, I haven't been asked about him. I think he's a good player. I think he's got the ability for Rangers. He's definitely kicked on his game. He's played in Europe as well, so he's got a lot of Europa League experience, and we're not quite at that level yet, so why not? I know he's got disciplinary problems, but if we can make him into a better player, he needs to make that step up as well from Scotland, because it's not the same league as the Premier League. You know what I mean? It's not really our level, but we can definitely make him into a better player. He is a lot better than the Scottish League, I can say that for sure. Which player would you like us to sign if the takeover happens? I think I've already said like Timo Werner. I would like to say Koulibaly, Havertz. I think they're all possible. Liam NUFC, would you take Edward from Celtic and Morales from Rangers? Yeah, why not? Why not? Take Kubu from Real Madrid, 18-year-old on loan. Someone I don't know. Everyone is. He's like the Japanese Messi. We'll have to wait and see. Whereabouts do you sit in the stadium? I tend to sit around the Leazes end. I've sat in the East Stand. I've sat everywhere. Obviously, this season I didn't go to the games, so I'm not a season ticket holder. But I'll be going back next season. So I'll be hopefully getting a ticket in the East Stand. So you'll see me a lot in the East Stand next season. That's where I'll be. I've already got money kept aside as well for my season ticket, so I'll be looking forward to the new season. Gary Finney says, "I think the delay is due to our huge support base. Health and safety is a protocol. They don't want large crowds in close proximity. Feeling it was done days ago." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all down to the Premier League. They don't want mass gatherings as well with the government. They're obviously tied in with the government. Matty Longstaff reminds me of a young Paul Scholes. If you give him the chance, if he's given his contract, I mean, you can see the ability of him already. I mean, he scored past Manchester United, great finish. I keep watching that goal back over and over and over again because it was such a good finish. What it meant to him when he scored at the Gallagher. Liam NUFC, I've seen reports about us getting Zaha for 60 million. Would you spend that money for him? I wouldn't. Zaha's a funny one. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but like I say, he's better than what we've got up front, I'm sure. The next one is from Gordon. He said, I went out and a border collie 2 days later, and the best things that I've ever done. Yeah, a lot of owners do that. Like if a dog passes away, they tend to buy a new dog. We've got one left at this moment in time, and she's called Molly, Jack Russell. She's a lovely dog, and I wouldn't I wouldn't replace her with anybody. Yeah, I think she is a bit at the moment. It's a bit emotional, but that's normal. The Premier League is to announce the takeover on June the 1st, a week on Monday. What do you think? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. That's all I can say on that one. The Scottish League is League One standard. You're probably being nice there. I think it's a lot worse than that, to be fair. Get well soon. I'm sorry to hear about your dog mate. Yeah, like I say, he died of lung cancer, and it's been a very emotional week as well. Not being very well either. So yeah, it hasn't been my week unfortunately. So I do apologise if I'm not feeling the best, if I'm not talking the best. Like I say, it hasn't been my week unfortunately. But like I say, I'll be back with the videos next week. I'll continue to work hard. It's just been a real struggle this week, but I've been motivated to get this stream done for you guys because I know how much you love them. Charlie Adler said, I'd like to see Callum Wilson with ASM Miggy on the other side. Why not? Why not? If we're going to build short term, it's a possibility. The latest is the owners talking to the councils, something Ashley didn't do in 13 years. Well, something needs to be said because we need to improve the stadium. The facilities need changed as well. Massively improving. Taylor Irvin says, do you think the most suitable striker to bring in? You could say Morelos, you could say an Edward, you could say Timo Werner. I don't see why we can't break the bank on somebody, a striker. Like, I don't see why we should be denied to get a big name player and to kick off the revolution, of a takeover. Jonathan Young said there'll be no fans in the stadium until 2021. Most likely half of next season will be behind closed doors. Yeah, unfortunately, mate, that's where it's going. And obviously it's down to the health and safety of what's going on in the world. Ryan Sweeney said, if the takeover you see in the East Stand, hopefully, yeah, like I say, mate, I'll be in the East Stand next season. If any of you guys don't know, I'll be buying a season ticket for the East Stand. So if you see us around, make sure you say hello. If you want to be in the vlog for the next season for the matches, let us know. We've had a donation from PD Prodlock. I just want to say a massive thank you for your £5 donation. It always goes a long way for the channel. Guys, if you want to donate to the channel, you can donate. There is a place in the comments where you can donate to the channel, big or small, and it really helps me out, helps the channel out, helps me to get better equipment. And you don't have to, but I do appreciate your comments. But yeah, that's the £5 donation I've had from Peter. That is really much appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. You seem to be the only one that donates every stream, but I do appreciate it. Like I say, you don't have to donate, but you can if you want to. The next one is from Jake Burrett. He said, what do you think about Bale to the TOON? I hope I'm proved wrong, but I can't say it. I really can't say it, mate. But like I say, I'd love to be proved wrong. Edison Cavani said, Edison Cavani, or do you reckon he is too old? I think he's done, mate, unfortunately for us. You could give him a couple of year contract, but Liam NFC says, would James Ward-Prowse be a signing you'd think? It depends, really. I don't know. It's difficult for me to say. Kenny Wilshire said, was your season ticket one of the ones given away free? How will that work on the people who get free season tickets a chance to buy keeping you out? I don't have a season ticket this season, mate. I didn't go up. I've boycotted the season. I haven't been any home games. Not one this season under Steve Bruce. And it could have been the best decision I've made if this takeover goes through. After what happened to Rafa, I said for the full season I wouldn't give him £600-700. It's not worth it. You can suffer, and look what it's done. Chordana said I'd swap with both Longstaff Brewers for Sandro. Yeah. Top Man 007 says he must have some money. That Proudlock. Yeah, he must do. But I do appreciate that he's donated to the channel and he sees the future of the channel growing. The next one, do you think our stadium will get upgraded? It's difficult to say with the planning permission of the council. I don't see why we can't, get the stadium to be upgraded. It needs it. It needs some TLC, I know that for sure. But if the stadium was to move to maybe a bit further up the road, as long as it didn't look like West Ham, I'd take it. You're probably thinking, why would you want to move from St James's Park into history? I get that. But if it means we're getting more money, we're bringing more money, we'll look better as a club. If we get Champions League, do you think St James's Park would be able to hold 52,000 fans for a Champions League? Yes, it could, but we'll probably get more fans in if we got Champions League. So, you need to try and meet demands. Next one is from Mbappe or Cavani. With Mbappe straight away. Clinical finisher. Just imagine ASM and Mbappe up front, the two French wizards. I think that Jack Grealish would be a good signing, doing well in a poor Aston Villa team. Yeah, he definitely kickstart things. Yep, up the mags, TOON Army. Yep, like I say, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you follow me on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, TOON Army TV. And like I say, if you do subscribe, make sure you press that notification bell so when I do release any more streams or any more content, you'll be one of the first to see it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an invite to people if you want to chat to me in the stream. So I'm going to do that right now. Just bear with me. Let's not have a nightmare. Good. Bloody hell. Get rid of that. This is what happens. Sorry about that, guys. Had a few problems there with the stream. This is what happens when you do it on your phone. How's it going, Peter?
All right. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Sorry about that. I'm trying to do it on my phone, and it moved around, so I completely lost it. Fucking hell. I can't believe it. Sorry about my language, but it's just not been my week, with the dog and stuff. My not feeling too well either. Feeling a bit under the weather. I'm feeling a bit. I've got a lot of colds coming on.
Yeah.
Can you not feel it? Can you not sense it in my face?
God, but sorry to hear about your dog and all that. So hope you're keeping well. So.
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks, mate. It's just been a week of reflection, There's not a lot you can do. But guys, if you haven't subscribed to PD Product, make sure you do subscribe to him on YouTube. PD Product. If you want to leave your link, Peter, in the comments from your YouTube channel, then people will go along and hopefully subscribe to you and get you onto that 700 subscriber mark. Is it 700 subscribers you're going for now?
Yeah, that's what my next step is to 700 subscribers. So I'll do as yep.
How's life been treating you? I mean, are you still confident about the takeover?
Oh yeah, I'm still there being patient. I mean, I'm always still playing it safe, but guess what? Just when some of these stories that keep coming out, sometimes you can really get excited by them. That's the thing, and it's just like, thinking, is it really going to happen? But
the thing is, you can get excited, but at the same time, you just don't want to get excited because there's always something else in the background.
Yeah, that is the thing, but I think it is. To me, it is starting to look a bit more promising. This, like, by the sound of it, it does.
Well, I've said to you for the last probably year or so. I think Mike Ashley's time's up at this football club. I think. Do you know what it is, though, right? And do you know what it is, though, right? I've obviously boycotted the season like you have, right? And I've refused to give him any money. Yeah, okay, one person, 600 quid's not going to make a massive dent in his pocket, but the fact a lot of fans have followed suit, over 10,000 fans have followed suit, he's lost money. There's no guarantees that he's going to get that, that that revenue back. There's no guarantees that we're going to get 52,000 fans next season. I think he knows with what's going on with the pandemic.
It just shows like fans have made a point that this club means so much to the fans and want to show that it's Mike Ashley's time is definitely up at this football club now.
We've got somebody else. Oh, I'll keep. What's going on? Yeah, sorry, but NUC for Life has joined the stream. I don't know where he is, but is he going to join? Is he going to chat? NUSC for Life, are you there? Probably got a bit nervous. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously been talk of the takeover. It's progressing. It's it's the green light. Steve Bruce has spoken this week as well. He's pretty much.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's fully like confirmed that there's a takeover, but the way he was talking, he kind of knows now that his job's pretty much on the line.
Yeah, kind of, and it's like if it does happen, happy days for Newcastle, definitely as well. That's what it definitely sounded like. Absolutely.
Pochettino, there's also been an interview with him yesterday night. Did you watch it? Sky Sports?
I forgot it, but I remember you were saying to me about what he said. Yeah,
there's obviously been clips of him talking about his time, obviously at Tottenham. He basically said, I'm not having any plans to go to other clubs around the world. I want to stay in England. I want to manage in the Premier League. Obviously, I think his son plays for the Tottenham Academy. Could he potentially move to Newcastle? If the project's there. I mean, I don't see why not.
Could do, definitely. You never know.
I would be amazed if Steve Bruce is here next season as manager. I'd be amazed.
Yeah, same. Like the only time he'll probably remain is if this takeover doesn't happen.
I think, honestly, I think he's got the last 9 games. I really do. I think even if the new one has come in, say that the deal gets announced, the takeover gets announced, on the 1st of June. I just think that they're going to say, right, you've got the last 9 games, regardless of what you do. We're going to bring in our own man. A bit like what Mark Hughes was like at Man City. If these have got financial wealth behind them, if what they're talking about, then they're not going to keep Steve Bruce, surely not.
No, they definitely want to look for someone a bit more better and a lot more experienced. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's have a look at some of the comments as well, so you'll get you to answer them. Logan is my dad. He says Spurs rebuilt to one of the best stadiums in Europe and still bring some of their history along. Basically, what he's saying is, do you think Newcastle United will move away from St James's Park, and do you think we'll build a new state-of-the-art stadium? If these owners come in, maybe in the next sort of 5 to 10 years, do you think it could happen if we start getting Champions League and Europa League football?
It's a very good question. I would say don't rule it out. It could happen. You never know, but I definitely wouldn't leave St James's Park because
what? I would be sad. I'd be sad. I'd be sad to leave St James's Park because that's where history is. But as long as the new stadium, if it was to be built, if it didn't look like West Ham and it was a bit like Juventus, for example, then why not? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Shame what's happened to the San Siro.
Yeah, it's getting demolished, isn't it? I mean, if you're a Mackham, you might as well look away because you've never been. Sad Mackham bastards. Oh, that was good.
4-1 the day on YouTube.
Aye. Sad Mackham bastards 1. Newcastle United 4. 1-0 down, 4-1 up. Albert Luque wrapped it up with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give it a bone. All of Mackham's fuck off home. Hello, Liam, NUSC, how's it going? You keeping well?
Hi. Yeah, I'm alright.
Seems like you've just woken up out the bushes. How's it going?
Pardon?
It seems like you've just woken up out the bushes.
Yeah, I'm doing alright. How have you been lately since your dog died?
Oh, yeah, like I say, mate, it's been a tough week for us. I'm not going to lie. I've had a lot of quiet time, a lot of reflection. So are you confident of the takeover? You confident?
Yeah, I think it will happen.
Well, they were saying, obviously...
Why would they probably turn down one of the richest people in the world?
Well, that's what I'm saying. With obviously the Saudi Arabia, with Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he's got a good relationship with the UK government. Obviously, they've shaken hands with the Queen. He's shaken hands with Boris Johnson. And obviously, Sheffield United, they've got Saudi owners. Why would we be any different to them? Yeah, fair enough, it's probably something that they've never dealt with before in terms of the wealth that they've got. But at the end of the day, they approved Manchester City. PSG's been approved in France. Why can't Newcastle United be a force? You know, like I say, Peter, why can't we not attract the better players?
Exactly. Think about the old days under Keegan, Bobby Robson, indefinitely.
Do you know why can't we prove everybody wrong? Like, why can't we have like some of the best training facilities? And why can't we, why can't we not have like some of the best players playing at Newcastle United Football Club? Why can't we challenge the very best? At the top. Why is everybody against Newcastle United Football Club? Like, what's the jealousy motive?
Are the fans of Mike Ashley?
Because we don't have the history that Man United does.
Somebody's used my name to try and get into the stream. I'm going to kick. You're going to have to change your name, unfortunately, mate. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit dodgy.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to just try and kick. There we go. It's gone. So yeah, obviously there's been talk this week of Danny Rose. He's obviously refused, to go into training with what's been going on. What's your guys' thoughts on Project Restart? Obviously, there's been 6 cases. I think the Burnley second coach, I think he caught it. I think the other one was Marietta of Watford. There was a couple elsewhere, but they haven't really been confirmed unless you guys know otherwise.
No,
is it still a concern?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, particularly when Mariappa came out, he said he wasn't feeling any of the symptoms of coronavirus, but he tested positive for it. And you're thinking, wow, it's just so strange that. Now, he's now got to self-isolate himself for 7 days.
Yeah.
But it does sound... it still does sound very scary at this moment of time. Absolutely, yeah.
What's your thoughts, Liam, on Project Restart?
Well, in my opinion, we should not the Watford players get this coronavirus. And like you said in one of your videos, football is a contact sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously Troy Deeney's come out and said that he's going to refuse, to go into training. I mean, at the end of the day, like, do you blame him, for...
No, you can't, because it's for his son, majority of it. That's what he said.
Not just that, though, but, like, if any player refuses to go in, it's not about the money.
Them. They're just anxious about that they could catch the coronavirus.
Well, that's it. Like, health and safety comes first. I mean, if I was a footballer, I would refuse to play. Yeah, fair enough. I know they say, we pay your wages, etc. But at the end of the day, it's an invisible disease. If it catches you, without even realising, like the Burnley second coach didn't know much about it. That's what, I mean? You just as well he got tested.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And now he knows what he has to do for the next so many days. How long he's...
Jonathan Young said, any player who doesn't want to train or play, that's fine. Stay at home and don't get paid. The thing is, though, that's a difficult one, because even if they don't play, they'll still get paid because they're on a contract.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
That's the thing. Like, you could be a bench warmer, like when you could be a bench warmer like Michael Owen, or you could just be like Andy Carroll, sat in the treatment room. But if you're on a contract, that club have got to honour your contract. You could be there for the next 5 years. They've got to pay you them wages for the next 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely totally agree with that. And you can't blame them that if they don't want to train, because they've got that feeling that. Yeah. You see, Link?
Liam, I think you're jumping a little bit. I think you're lagging.
Yeah. I don't even come back in.
Yeah, I think you're jumping a little bit. There's somebody there, but I just don't know why he's... I'll kick that guest. Yeah, he's gone. So we'll get into the questions, guys. If you want to put your questions in the comments, I'll read them out and Peter can help us answer them. So Mike Hunt says, what 3 players would you like to sign after the takeover? And truthfully, how much do you think we will spend? What 3 players would you like to see, Peter? And how much do you think we'll spend?
Oh, good question. I wouldn't mind Koulibaly. I think he would be a good one, definitely.
I think he'd be solid centre back alongside Jamal Lascelles. I think he'd be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you can build quality around him. That's what you want. The other two, it's a very tough one, isn't it? I actually wouldn't mind Coutinho as well.
I think Bayern Munich said that they were willing to let him go out on loan. I think that wouldn't be, to be honest, that wouldn't be a bad option to see what he's about.
No, definitely not. No, I would definitely give Coutinho a shot. Thought he was very good for Liverpool. So I would definitely give him a chance at Newcastle if he came.
And one more. One more, Peter. One more player.
Oh, he's thinking one more. Oh, again.
Timo Werner.
Who?
Timo Werner.
Possibly, I would maybe give him a chance.
Why not? Joel Pari said the symptoms of COVID aren't just shortness of breath, high temperature, and dry cough. There's loads of symptoms, and it can take up to 3 months to recover. So why should any player risk his life going in? I think he's totally spot on. Like at the end of the day, health and safety, before wealth and going out on the pitch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, it is a contact sport, football, and look at the deaths now that are still happening in this country, which is still very heartbreaking to see, particularly for people's families. But yeah, totally agree with what you just definitely said.
So Charlie Adler said, Dini is 100% correct. I have a son with a lung condition, and it's terrifying. Even going to Asda, his lad is poorly. Football doesn't matter. I totally agree. And I just don't think footballers should be forced to want to go in and play. I know, yes, that's the thing. They're on a contract, so they can refuse, and you don't blame them. Like, you don't see any manager or any pundit or whatever coming out and saying, actually, this player's wrong, to not wanting to go in. Like, I don't think anybody's really jumped on the back of, Troy Deeney or anyone like that, unless you know different. I don't think anyone's really had a go, because you understand, like, if you do go in, you are taking a risk. It doesn't matter, for Project Restart, obviously it's phase 1, like just passing the ball, little things like that. Then they'll do phase 2 with potentially contact, I think that's next week coming. But for me, I just don't blame any player that doesn't want to go in right now, because, it shouldn't be about money. I know that's what the Premier League's about, but
that's the thing, unfortunately. But yeah, again, if they don't want to risk catching the coronavirus, you definitely can't blame them.
Everybody's saying that Liam was on spice. He was tripping, like he was all over the place. Kenny Wilson says, Coutinho, why Barca taking 70 million loss after 2 years? Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a strange one, though. Danny Westcott says, Havertz, would you take him? I would, personally. He scored a main goal the day for Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, why not? Give him a chance.
He's ripping it up in the Bundesliga. The next one is from Andrew NUFC. Hopefully we can attempt the likes of Coutinho, James Rodriguez. Would you take James Rodriguez?
Oh, yes, I definitely would as well.
He's been playing for a lot of big clubs in the past as well, so he's obviously got the experience.
Absolutely, why not?
Gary Finley says he's got Jack Daniels and Coke. Down a treat, that's a big fella there, big fella. So he's basically, what are you drinking, Peter?
It's actually a dark rum, Captain Morgan dark rum, for a cheap, in Coke. But oh yeah, I love me Jack Daniels as well, definitely as well.
Can't go wrong with a good drink. But like I say, we may not feeling too well. I haven't really, been doing that. Plus, it's been that sort of week. Mike Hunt says tastes fishy like tuna. This takeover. Basically, what he's saying is he's not too. If I'm not wrong, he's not too sure about it.
Well, some fans will have their bit thingy where they're thinking. Oh,
you don't blame people being skeptical. I've been skeptical from the very start.
Because think about how many times have we been down this route and then it gets back to square one again. My gosh, he's still running this football club.
Top Mag 007 says, hi guys, would Deeney go into work if he was a key worker? You have to ask Troy Deeney that, to be honest.
It depends what job he went for as a key worker.
Well, that's it. Let's have a look. Why does it do that? You can tell I'm doing this on my phone. Right. So, Jonathan Young says, nobody is criticising the player's decision not to go into training, etc. They just need to say, I stay at home and the games will be played with or without them. So basically, it's a case of, I think Joey Barton was right when he said a couple of weeks ago. He basically said, like, if the big name players don't want to play, the reserves will always step in, and I think there'll be a chance for them. I don't think he's wrong.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, there is definitely a lot of young talent out there as well who are probably ready, to go into professional first team football now, definitely. Which is a thing. Like we've done with the Longstaff brothers, definitely.
Peter, that's for you.
Don't fall asleep.
I was going to say, Peter, don't fall asleep. We've still got another 55 minutes.
Oh, right now.
Kenny Wilshire says, haven't watched, but if I heard the Bundesliga is boring, there's no life. Like, I mean, I've been watching some of the Bundesliga, and yeah, it's just not the same, without the fans. I mean, one of the games today, there was cardboard cutouts. I mean, how fake, how plastic do you want to be? Cardboard cutouts of fans who sit in those seats. Like, why?
Yeah,
that's a fire risk waiting to happen.
Yes, you were saying the fire risk. All it could take is for one of them to get set alight, and then it then guns throughout the rest.
But the thing is, they don't talk. They don't talk. These
definitely not.
cardboard cutouts.
Just sitting there.
It's so echoey. Like when you watch the games, man. Honestly, they are. Don't get us wrong. The goals are good, but it is a hard watch. I mean,
it is. Yeah,
I would hate having a 10 month for that.
It is. Yeah, it is not the same without fans. Like you can understand definitely, but fortunately, it's the thing we have to do. We could be seeing football behind closed doors for God knows at this rate.
When do you think the fans will be back, Peter? Then, if you could put a guess on it.
All I'm going to say is just when it's safe to do so. So again, I've not put any day on anything. Same with the Takeover.
White Trout Channel said, "What's next? Adult dolls in stadiums." Well, actually, if I'm not wrong, in the K League, I think there wasn't there? Was there something?
I've seen something about that. That was it. Sex dolls in there, and apparently the club who put them in apparently could get fined for doing that. From what I heard.
We've got a nasty comment from Vay. I hope you're doing really well. Hope life's going really well for you. Glasses Malone, speak proper. Actually, I think you find him actually ill right now, so have a bit more respect. If you don't respect this live stream, you will be banned, so be warned. And I don't take any shit, so yeah. Kenny Wilshire says, will the players give it 100%, just cancel it, I say. Well, that's the thing. Not all players will give 100%. Players need that extra 5%. If fans are in the stadium, if fans aren't there, then they're not really going to give, 100%, are they?
True, but I think with you being a professional footballer, you've got to put in your absolute best in, particularly if you want to gain results from a game.
David McGuinness, it was in South Korea. One team used sex dolls as the crowd. They were fined.
So there you go. That's the thing.
I remember it. Honestly, I seen it in the news the other day. I was, oh man. Well, Del Boy, get a few dolls to sell. Let's have a look. V is a turnip head. Your friend was laughing. Oh God. Right. Anyway, Danny Westcott. What's your thoughts on 5 substitutes per game, lads? Benefits the top 6 teams massively with the strength of Manchester City as bench, for example. Yeah, what do you think about the new rule now of 5 subs over 3? Do you think it's going to benefit the top 6?
Possibly, it could do. I mean, it also gives other players a chance to come on who just sit on the bench a lot of the time, whoever they're playing for as well, and they're just not getting any minutes at all, which is a thing. So yeah, I definitely give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Jonathan Young says, I don't get all the comments about empty stadiums being boring when it's Newcastle versus Sheffield United next month. I'll be sat at home watching with the same passion as I was there. That's the thing. It won't be the same, but I'm sure like fans from at the sofa they'll be watching it. They'll be They'll still be
yeah,
they'll be going, "Yeah, just score, you absolute morons."
Only thing is, the players will not be here. That's the thing.
Oh, did you see? There was something in the news this week. Apparently, they were going to do fake tannoy, like the crowd and stuff. Did you hear about that?
I think I might have heard a rumor about that.
Like when players are like bearing on gun, that like how
You want to hear that from the crowd majority rather than sound effects or whatever they were planning to do that.
Kenny Wilson said. So you're saying play the reserves? Can you really have relegation if the teams on first teamers? Well, I think the Premier League they'll need relegation. Like you've got to find the balance. That's by the looks of it, the EFL are going ahead with the Championship. They're going with promotion and relegation. So at this moment in time, it does look as if the current bottom three, going down, and the playoffs are going ahead. It looks like you look at League One now. They're apparently is it points per game. So the likes of Sunderland apparently could have a good season in League One.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Sunderland or a third season in League One apparently if it's points per game?
Oh. Sounds a bit funny, but
I don't think financially they can fund League One or League Two. I know League One have got a lot more like ex Premier League clubs, big clubs. Like a Portsmouth, like a Sunderland, like a Ipswich and that. But financially, it's not up there with like the Championship and the Premier League, is it? In terms of quality,
definitely not. No.
So they're gonna have to do something with that. So I mean, points per game is probably unfortunately the route they're gonna have to take. But the way I look at it is with Sunderland, they should have been better. I don't have any sympathy that it's points per game.
Absolutely, they needed better players. I would guarantee them there to get them back up, but so far just hasn't happened.
White Trout Channel says, how ungrateful is Danny Rose? Bench him. Basically, he's talking about like not wanting to play. Apparently there was talk of him. He said he wanted to go and play for Brendan Rodgers at Leicester. Personally, I didn't see the point in the signings that were made actually this January. I really didn't see the point in them. In any of them.
True, but I think we needed to address the left back spot because what happened to both Willems and Paul Dummett. That's the thing.
That's why you bring your youngsters through. Like you give you've just got to take a risk. Unfortunately, I mean, Danny Rose. I just don't think he seems comfortable at Newcastle. But then again, I know he's a northern lad, but he doesn't like to come further up north, does he? But he had no choice because he's obviously out of favour of Tottenham.
Yeah, that's the thing. Unfortunately, it was just us that gave him the chance.
Josh 190701 says, "Hello lads, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well."
All right.
The next one is from Kenny Wilshire. Is it true Scott's cancelled Hart went down? Yes, the SPL have cancelled the season. Celtic have won the league. Rangers are second. I think Hart have been relegated, but I think they're actually appealing to try and get that league extended to, is it 14 teams or something like that? Something like that. Hamilton are obviously happy about it because they're safe, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. David McGuinness said the Mackhams will be okay once Ashley gets his closing. See, there was obviously rumours going around about 2-3 weeks ago that Mike Ashley wanted to buy Sunderland. I personally can't see it. I think once he leaves Newcastle, that's it.
I think he's just got to concentrate on his own businesses that he's already got. His business is not in football, definitely not. It's more in definitely retail, considering he owns like Sports Direct, House of Fraser, Debenhams, something like that. So he'll definitely go back to concentrating on his retail business. Or if he does look for new businesses to buy, he'll definitely be in retail. I just can't see that he going back to football. He just hasn't got the football brain and knowledge. Definitely not. And look what's happened with us.
True.
He's employing wrong staff in to run a football club.
Top Mag 007 says, I think that Sunderland have about 10 players out of contract. I think they actually have, to be fair, in League One, if I'm not wrong.
You know which ones are out of contract with them?
Well, couldn't care less. Couldn't care less.
Yeah, true.
The next one I've had, Josh said, I'm well, hope he's well. I'm okay. Just obviously my dog passed away on Monday, but like I say, I'm full of cold as well, so I'm not feeling the best, unfortunately, but I'm doing the I'm doing the stream for the love of the club, for you guys who enjoy it. Andrew NUFC says, What do you think who do you think will be relegated from the Premier League after we complete the season? Who do you think will go down? If you could pick 3 clubs, don't say Newcastle because I'd be very disappointed if you say Newcastle.
Oh, definitely. No. Norwich, I think they're gone. Unfortunately, I think they're gone. Who's second bottom again? It's Villa, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've also got a game in hand.
Possibly, but see, the other 2 are hard to predict. Who will definitely go down this rate? It's still pretty tight down at the bottom, pretty much. But
West Ham looking to start bother as well.
Yeah, but Norwich, I know, is definitely going to be one of them.
Mike Hunt says, I am a Liverpool fan and I love teams like us and yous that have true fans who live and breathe and sleep our beloved clubs, unlike Man United, etc. Ours and your fan base is huge, but yous are 10 years behind. I've always said that Liverpool are a huge club. You know, we're very, very alike. We're both, working class cities. Liverpool, yeah, you would say, they are ahead of us. No doubt. For me, they're the biggest club in the world. They've won 6 Champions Leagues. They're on to win the Premier League. They probably should have won more. They've had some of the world's best players I've ever seen. Anfield's, for me, one of the greatest stadiums in the world. And, I've got nothing but nice things to say about Liverpool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they definitely deserve the Premier League, this title. Jurgen Klopp, he's done a fantastic job with them. The front 3 is so deadly. And look how it's caused other teams a massive amount of problems as well. And that's why they're on the way to definitely win the Premier League title after this season. So massive credit to them.
Not only that though, but like the way Jurgen Klopp's got them playing as well. Obviously, the board have stood by him as well. When he first took the job, I believe it didn't go too well for him. Some of the players weren't the best. Obviously, he lost out in the Champions League final to Real Madrid, but he obviously then delivered the Champions League. I mean, they should have won the Premier League last season.
He has brought extra quality. I mean, like, even though they sold Coutinho over a couple of years ago, but Klopp was given that full money that they sold, and he brought in the extra quality that they needed for them to go and possibly win the Premier League title and also get them winning the Champions League last year as well.
Yeah, that's true. Let's have a look. The next one is from Danny Westcott. We won't be when we nick Klopp from them. I don't know. I couldn't see Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool anytime soon. I think he's on to big things there. I think even if they win the Premier League, which they're going to do this season, I could see Liverpool personally maybe winning a back-to-back because they've got such a good side. I know, yes, Man City have got a lot of money, but where are their intentions? Their intentions are to win the Champions League. That's what their owner wants, at the Etihad. But you look at Liverpool, they've won it 6 times. They don't need to win it anymore. Well, they can't win it more times if they want to, but they've got the squad in place now. Like, why can't Liverpool win it back-to-back? They're a big club.
I can't see Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool. If he's getting back there, probably there now.
But he is, though. He is getting back. You got to think, look at the squad that he's got. He's got Mohamed Salah. Exactly. He's got Sadio Mane. He's got Firmino. But even if, say Salah, for example, I think he's been linked with Real Madrid. If he goes to Real Madrid, then they could, for me, easily attract another big player. It's Liverpool Football Club I'm talking about. Kenny Wilson says, there's good point. We're saying going for big name. Heard of Klopp 3 years ago and Pep at City. Well, I knew about Pep Guardiola because I knew what he did at Barcelona, and I knew Jurgen Klopp would do good in the Premier League given what he'd done with Borussia Dortmund. But obviously for us, if the takeover goes through, the top 2 for me would be either Pochettino or Rafa Benitez. Rafa, obviously, because I think he's got unfinished business for what he did for the club in 3 years with very little money, by the way. People could say, yeah, he got backed, but I wouldn't say we're very much. We were losing a lot of players at the time. But
absolutely.
If you look at Pochettino, what he's achieved at Tottenham, with their squad and with the little investment he was given, he got them into the Champions League final, and people don't, some people don't think he's worthy of coming to Newcastle. I think he's definitely worthy of being given a chance at Newcastle with investment.
Absolutely, I don't think he was back probably at Spurs this season in the summer. Definitely not. But if he was given a decent budget to spend in the transfer market, I think he would do very well.
Leeds, you never walk alone. Said, hey, how you doing? Yeah, mate, how you doing? I hope you're well in these uncertain times. But like I say, with these top managers, obviously they're going to want money. With this takeover, if we're going to be this rich club that everyone's talking about, and we're going to have the billions behind us, then you would say that either Pochettino or Rafa would be a no-brainer. Either of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, I'm not one of them to say we should go around and start stealing players and stealing managers, but
No,
you know, with these owners, if they've got billions behind them, of course a big name manager's going to come. Unfortunately, Steve Bruce will lose his job.
So you want to see?
He's obviously a Liverpool fan. He says he can't wait for Liverpool to win the title. Well, it's a matter of when now, isn't it? You know, for me, they've got the title wrapped up. It's what day they're going to be lifting the title, isn't it? You know, what game is it going to be? What have you made of Liverpool this season? I think they've actually, like I say, I think they've been amazing.
Deserved where they are. Absolutely fantastic they have been.
I heard a couple of Man City fans, they were saying over to me a few weeks back that they've been robbed this season. I don't think they have. I think they've been very poor.
Very true, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to say, but if you get beat off Norwich 3-1, then sorry, you don't deserve to win the league.
Oh, God, remember that. Yes. Lost in the derby twice against Man United.
Christopher Quinn said, I remember when the TOON fans were barred from going to the away game at Sunderland. It was a weird atmosphere. Let's have a look with the rest of it. We still managed to win the game with no fans, and what was it? No fans there. I wonder why that was. I mean, did we get banned? Did we?
Don't think I heard anything about that, to be honest. Get banned.
The most impressive thing with Poch is that he turned Spurs into a guaranteed top 4 club. Well, that's what I mean. I know, obviously, Harry Redknapp got them into the Champions League, which pretty much kicked Spurs on to where they are today. But I still think Pochettino's got unfinished business, a bit like Rafa.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think he definitely has.
Imagine what they could achieve with money, though. Do you know what I mean? With these guys who are going to come in, allegedly, you know, they're not going to mess around. They're not just going to keep Steve Bruce for the sheer sake of it.
They'll want to get someone in who's a lot more experienced. Do
I feel sorry for Steve Bruce if he loses his job? Partially, yes, but most likely no, because I just think he's one of their managers that he doesn't stick around.
Yeah, that's the thing. He has done better than what us fans expected when he first got appointed the job.
Kenny Wilshire said, I think Rafa will be a good choice only for spending. He won't throw money around. He's quite cautious on Rafa, isn't he, with money, even though he was to be given a load of money. But I still think we could play better football under Rafa with money. I know fans will say, well, we don't want Rafa because the football was awful and stuff like that. That's granted, but with more money, you could do better.
Absolutely. I mean, not just that. I mean, like, think of the connection he had with the fans, the way he stuck by us when we got relegated, the way fans were devastated when it was announced that he was going to leave from last year, back in June last year. And I definitely have him back all day long.
David McGuinness says on the game away to Sunderland, I remember the game, the away ban, a safety thing apparently. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
Well, they're trying to say we're West Ham Millwall.
Definitely not as bad as them. Oh, hey. Also, Rangers and Celtic. Oh, hey, my God, I've seen their derbies get very feisty as well.
Do you remember the game when Celtic went to Sunderland a couple of years back?
Oh, remember that? What did
there was a bit of an incident there, wasn't it? Mike Hunt said, "Give Rafa dough, and I don't think there's any better option for forget Poch. His claim to fame is getting to a Champions League final. Give Rafa money, and he'll what was it? And he'll win the Champions League." The thing is with Rafa, I think he would want to build slowly. I think he would definitely want to bring in some better players. I would definitely give Rafa another shot. I think he's definitely worth an option, worth a gamble. Because at the end of the day, when these new owners come in, like, there is history of changing your managers very quickly. Like, look what City done. Over time, they've kept changing the managers. So I think with their millions and billions, you can't afford to make mistakes.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen.
Rafa's made mistakes when he's been here before, but fans have loved him from day one. Everyone makes mistakes.
But the thing is, what's not to say, right, that Pochettino, if he gets the job, or Rafa gets the job, that they're not going to make mistakes because they might not be the long-term future. They might make mistakes along the route, the takeover, and as the years go on, there could be a manager who we've never heard of who could be the next big name.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Do you know, a manager who's like sort of managing like an average club, they could be the next big thing.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Do you know what I mean? But I'll definitely give Rafa a shot. Definitely. Top Mag 007 says, when the season tickets go on sale, we are a takeover, there'll be one mad rush. Yeah, there will be. Once a takeover goes through, of course there will be.
I think everyone will try to pile in there.
Oh, mate, I'll be straight in.
Oh,
I'll tell you when I'm going to be sitting.
I think I hit East Stand.
Try and get the East Stand if I can. It's where I prefer to be. Danny Westcott said, I'd love us to bring Ronaldo back. He's improved a ton since leaving us. And I'll never forget his 4 goals against Norwich. Well, I was actually at that game where he scored the 4 goals against Norwich. Under McLaren, we beat them 6-2. Personally, I don't think Ronaldo will come back. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that.
My only problem with Ronaldo, he kind of majority turned up to home games.
Yeah, I agree.
And second half of the season, I thought he faded away into the background pretty much. And as soon as we got relegated, he was one of them players I wanted to be out.
The thing is, what really annoys me with both squads that went down, they were both good enough to at least finish mid-table.
Yeah, definitely. But majority of that season, there was a lot of sticking attitudes from a lot of the players who just don't want to be there, particularly.
But at the same time, are you surprised with who your manager is? Steve McLaren. I mean, you give Steve McLaren 80 million quid, and you're risking it all.
Oh yeah.
Leeds, you never walk alone. Says if Newcastle want to break in the top 6, Poch is a must, guys. You could say Poch. I do agree, but top 6 isn't guaranteed though.
No, I mean well, if we get this takeover, you don't want to just think it's going to happen straight away like that. That's the thing. Build each step at a time. That's what you want to do. Just don't go completely rushing into things. It's best to just play it.
Anonymous Jody said #cans. Yep. We're just hoping now it's only a matter of time that this takeover will be complete. David Carroll said, hi guys, Liverpool fan, and I hope this deal crosses the line. Love the Newcastle United fans. Thank you very much, mate. We all love Liverpool too. A fantastic club. I wish you the very best. Love to see Rafa coming back to Newcastle. Like I say, I think we've got a lot of love for Liverpool as a club, the fan base, because they're very alike. The only difference is they've won all the trophies and we've won fuck all.
That's the thing. Well, again, one answer, Mike Ashley. Simple as that.
Not just that, but poor recruitment as well at the same time. Selling all the better players and not building on what we've already have. David McGuinness says Rafa won't return yet. He's a man of honour. He'll set his current contract out in China. Do you think so? I mean, 20 million. I think that's what it would cost to release him. Another extra million more than Pochettino. I mean, if they could pay, if they could afford 90 million for Pochettino, then 20 million something.
Exactly.
I think this one's true. Actually, Kenny Wilshire says he thinks that Steve Bruce will get a £5 to £10 million handshake. He's not going to. Steve Bruce will be daft, right, to walk away. Steve Bruce, right, needs to see what happens, and if they sack him, they have to pay him off. He'd be daft to walk away. If I was Steve Bruce, I'd stay until I'm told otherwise.
Yeah, aye.
Do you think he'll get that handshake, or do you think? Or do you think they could give him an extra 6 months? I mean, stranger things have happened.
I think if we get this takeover, they'll definitely look for someone else to be a lot more better.
Ryan Sweeney said, Poch, God, Pierre, so you're going to continue?
Finished.
All right, okay. So Ryan Sweeney says, Poch had a great squad for 5 years with Spurs and Southampton and won nothing. Not saying he's good enough, but there's a chance he's overrated, not winning at least a domestic cup. I think, I'll give you my opinion first of Poch. I think Southampton, they were in massive danger of going down. He kept them up. He built them into a very good side. Yeah, he had some very good players, but Southampton were never like a team known to winning like domestic cups and winning, doing well in the Premier League. He got them obviously as far as you could take them. Spurs again, they've won one domestic cup in 20 years, the League Cup in 2008. He got them into the Champions League final against Liverpool, and that was always going to be tough against a very good Liverpool side, by the way. Not an easy task, but he's never really been backed with heavy investment. I think with us, he could do something. I'm not saying he's going to win something, but it's a lot more possible than what it would be with Tottenham with no money and Southampton with no money.
Exactly, yes. Give that Pochettino some backing and it could happen.
Lehman UFC says Steve McLaren couldn't get Derby promoted. That's true. Deary me.
Where did he finish outside and then he got sacked when we win the championship with them?
Yeah, he's like I say, he's failed everywhere he's been, though, hasn't he?
Yeah. And
Anonymous
he's done
Jody
well
says
in the Dutch leagues, but my God, anyone could probably walk in there and do a good
I
job
think
there.
what else I said with Steve McLaren, his reputation was tarnished the minute he couldn't get England to the Euros.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you read. Apparently, it was with Steve McLaren. He was apparently talking about his time in England, and after he said the time where he failed on getting them to Euro 2008, he just felt so traumatized. Apparently, he couldn't leave his house.
Oh, just when he got given the job, I honestly, mate, I think if I'm not wrong, I nearly started crying with like absolute despair. Like I thought John Carver was bad, and then when I see the appointment of Steve McLaren, I thought, are you actually taking the piss? No, I legit thought you were taking the piss.
Go from someone who's crap to someone who's just as bad.
No, honestly, right, when I seen it and I seen the news of Steve McLaren holding up that shirt, I thought it was a prank. I literally thought it was a prank when my dad showed us. I thought, no, he's got the job. I thought you're taking the piss. He's shite. I goes, we're going to get relegated with this man in charge. And what happened?
There you go. Look what I.
Anonymous Jody says Steve McLaren could manage a sandwich shop, never mind a football team.
Could own a brolly shop.
He couldn't handle me kind of coke. Steve McLaren is a brolly. I love Anonymous Jody says again, I love Rafa, especially when he played Big Al in Toy Story 2.
Oh, you see where yes,
Ryan Sweeney says the way Steve Bruce treated Sheffield Wednesday and his stats, he deserves no time or respect. I kind of do feel a bit sorry for Sheffield Wednesday though, because they gave him a job, and obviously Sheffield Wednesday are a big club, I would say. A club that could easily get promoted to the Premier League. I thought he could have actually got Sheffield Wednesday promoted to the Premier League. But again, if you're getting an opportunity to manage your club that you support, then you can understand.
Yeah, you're thinking you're going to want to take it, definitely.
What really annoyed me is they were haggling over like £2 million compensation. I thought, let's have a look. So Poch is free to go. Plus he's younger. Yeah, well actually they say now he's Gordon leave's now fully finished at Tottenham, so he is free to coach wherever he'd like, to coach. Yeah. I'd like to think it could be us. I mean, the thing is, realistically, apart from Manchester United, if say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fails, where else is he going to go?
Yeah.
I mean, Lampard's doing bits at Chelsea. He's obviously a club legend. Arsenal, Arteta's a young manager. He could do bits there if he's given the financial backing. Obviously, Mourinho's now at Tottenham. Wolves are doing bits. It's difficult, isn't it?
Definitely is.
It's going to take something wrong for him to get a job, unless if he didn't want to manage Newcastle. Poch only won 6 out of 27 games against top 6 sides in the tenure of 2012 and 2018. But then again, you can look at Southampton though and Tottenham with a lack of investment. What more can he do? But he's winning games though. I mean, his record speaks for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Anonymous Jody says, Rafa understands Newcastle United fans more than a Pochettino. Rafa prefers the north to the south. Well, he is. He's from the Wirral, isn't he? That's where he's based.
Yeah, that's where his family home is in Wirral. That's where it is, and definitely, yes. I mean, like, when he went to Chelsea, the fans didn't appreciate him at all whatsoever. Definitely not.
Well, I said with Rafa though, like he had that understanding. He could click, with the fans. Obviously, I know the football wasn't fantastic, but with our squad not being the best, what could he have done? Being promoted to the Premier League.
That's the thing.
Ryan Sweeney says Rafa all day, a proven winner. Won the Champions League. I mean, won the Europa League with Sevilla, Valencia. So Kenny Wilson says people say Mourinho, Jesus, he's never won a game at St James's Park. He still hasn't won a game.
Still hasn't, has he?
Nope. And we're still to play Tottenham on at St James's Park behind closed doors. Imagine what's the odds that he wins at St James's Park, but there's no fans there to try and get on top of him.
Oh God!
What's the odds, man? Anonymous Jody says that Rafa's won trophies. Yeah, exactly. His CV speaks for itself. Liam NUFC says Poch is underrated manager who wins trophies at Southampton. Or Poch is an underrated manager and who wins trophies at Southampton or Tottenham. He hasn't won any trophies at those clubs.
I don't think he has. Southampton definitely not.
He definitely didn't win anything. He hasn't won anything so far. But that's not to say that he can't win anything. You know what I mean? Especially Newcastle. Jody down south says TOON Black and White Army. Yep, TOON Black and White Army. Guys, if you are new to the stream and you haven't seen this channel and you want to continue to be part of the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you are a regular notified of the content that's on this channel. Do forgive us, I am not feeling the very best tonight and this week. Hit the thumbs up as well. I want to try and get at least 40 to 50, 60 likes on this stream tonight. I'm only going to be streaming until about 10 o'clock, so another 25 minutes. And follow me on social media as well, on Instagram and Twitter, TOON Army TV. The next one is from Dave McGuinness. Poch is waiting for Man U. Do you think you'll go to Man United? Pochettino, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility. All depends what happens with Solskjaer.
Yeah. Stuart Holland said, Rafa all day for me. He understands the club, the city, and the people of Newcastle. That's what I say as well. Like that's why I think Rafa always goes over Poch. I know Poch is a younger manager. He's still experienced. But Rafa had that, like I say, that connection with the club. You know what I mean? We believed in the project. Even though with Mike Ashley in the background, we sort of believed it was sort of one last chance for Ashley to potentially do something.
Absolutely. I mean, like also us fans chanting his name out at every single game that he managed for as well.
Mike Hunt says Pochettino had a bad dressing room. By the end, players didn't want to play for him. Ericsson, etc. He's overrated, not underrated. Well, Ericsson's now left for Inter Milan. I think once Tottenham lost the Champions League, they knew that was their chance. Players can be like that, but I don't think it was down to Pochettino though.
I think Pochettino. Yeah, and I don't think Pochettino was probably backed in the summer transfer window. I mean, how many signs did he bring in? There's only a couple that did he bring in?
Something like that. Well, he wasn't fully backed though, was he? He was given limited funds. A bit like what Rafa was like at Newcastle for the 3 years he managed us.
I don't think, was he not in control of transfers at Spurs as well, Pochettino?
Daniel Levy.
Yes.
And those in the background. Like I say, I don't know too much about Tottenham and their like sort of financial side of things, but I know it's not. They're very shrewd. They're a bit like Mike Ashley, but they do a bit more in terms of their infrastructure, like their training facilities. Plus, what helps Tottenham out more is that they're in London rather than the north. Anonymous Jody says Rafa did well with limited resources under the greedy owner. That's why I'm saying I think he deserves a chance to come back and try and win something with money to try and get the fans back on board again. For me, if Rafa comes back, bums are clearly on seats.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fans will be chanting his name every single game.
Gallagher flags are back as well. You know, I mean, look what Rafa did.
Them as well.
Dale Wake said, "Hi mate, yeah, I hope you're doing well in these uncertain times." The next one is from the Pete. He says, "Announce the takeover and behead Bruce." Well, I wouldn't do the second bit, but the takeover, yeah, we definitely need. That's for sure.
Cold-hearted area.
Ryan Sweeney says Pochettino had one of the best squads in the league for a few years with Spurs. He should.
Oh. The way he's gone. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. I think something's happened on his side. Where's he gone? Sharky. Oh, where have you gone, Sharky? So he's trying to come back in.
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me?
There?
What's that? Sorry, mate.
What happened there?
My battery completely went on my phone. Forgot to charge it, didn't I?
No.
Yeah, it's been mate. I've had one of those days today. Do forgive us.
Yeah, it's fine, man.
What was I talking about? I forgot where I was.
Oh God, I think I've forgotten.
I think it was more like, I think Rafa definitely deserves a chance, to come back and, really have some investment behind him. And you look at his track record, look what he's won, at a club like Valencia where there's probably not much money. Liverpool, yes, you would say he probably wasn't fully backed, but he won the Champions League. He's obviously won the FA Cup. Obviously, Chelsea wasn't favoured, won the Europa League, obviously won the Championship with us. But why can't he achieve something at Newcastle, you know what I mean, with some fresh investment?
Exactly, and I think fans will, again, be chanting his name out week in, week out if he came back to this football club.
Right. Oh, it was Dale Wake I got up to about Steve Bruce. That's where we were at. The next one is from David McGuinness. He says, Rafa back, war flags back, and belief and passion back if Newcastle takeover goes through. If it's blocked by the Premier League, what's the point of following football in the future? Well, I've always said, even if the takeover doesn't go through, I think it's important to get behind the lads. It's not their fault. It's not the manager's fault at the end of the day. This is the papers, that bring up this talk of a takeover. It's not the first, and it won't be the last, I'm sure, of a takeover. It is distracting, and you kind of do feel sorry for the current manager, and you do feel sorry for the squad because they just don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that is the thing. I think they'll be dying to know something at least.
Yeah. Right. So the next one is from Andrew NUFC. Just can't wait until the takeover is announced, then we could start looking ahead to a great future. I think that's what we need. Like, we need to start looking forward rather than back, because, like I say, 13 years is far too long, to keep wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get back this club what it has been under the Kevin Keegan, Bobby Robson days back then.
Well, Peter, I'm going to end my stream a bit early now. Guys, I hope you understand. Obviously, it's not been the best week for us. I'm not feeling the best tonight. But as far as I'm aware, the takeover looks as if it's very close to being completed. And it's a case of hashtag cans. Let's just wait in. And I'm sure you'll see his next in Peter's live stream very, very soon if he does one. But is there any last words, Peter, you'd like to say?
Oh, I'm thinking of what to do for me next live stream. I definitely do want to do another one. Just thinking what to do the next stream based upon, because I've come up with some subjects on what I want to do. So it's just thinking what to do for the next one. That's the thing. But yeah, but if I do one, I will be posting on my social media like I have been doing with the others I've been doing. So just let people know that I'm planning to do one as well. Definitely.
Peter, tell the viewers where they can find you on YouTube.
It is PD Proudlock.
Subscribe to Peter on YouTube. Help him on to 700 subscribers. Does very similar content to myself, but I'm sure I'll be back fit and healthy more than ever next week. But yeah, do forgive us for what's happened this week. It hasn't been the best week, but I hope you have enjoyed the stream. Nevertheless, Peter, I'll see you very, very soon.
No problem, man. Take care, man.
Have a good night, mate. Take it easy. Thanks for the donation.
No problem. Anytime at all.
Easy. So that's Peter now leaving the stream. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed the stream tonight. Yeah, like I say, I do apologise about what's happened. It's not been the best one. I could have done better. But yeah, I'll try and recover and get better than ever before. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Make sure you hit the thumbs up as well on the stream tonight. Make sure you put your comments down below. Make sure you follow me on social media, TOON Army TV, and I'm sure we will get our takeover very, very soon. It's a case of being patient, hashtag cans, and we will get our club back that we love the most. Okay, so like I will always say, keep it tuned, and I'll see you all later.